Hi, you guys.
Hi.
I'm Lauren Barlow.
I'm Alyssa Barlow.
And we are here to talk about Eric, the flexible dieting coach.
Yes.
Who is our coach?
Yes, and he's been our coach since
April.
April.
And we are here to tell you how he has changed our life. Because
Yeah.
life really for you and me is like before Eric
Yes.
and after Eric. And it's very drastic difference.
It is pretty drastically different. We were in a band for many years, and road life can be really exhausting on the body. So we, by the end, had gotten diagnosed with a pretty severe adrenal fatigue. I had hypothyroidism, just different things from lack of sleep on the road and
really not eating well.
Yeah, we did not eat well. I mean, it was just, when you're that busy, it's like you go all day and live on coffee, and then I'd eat a lot of chocolate, and then maybe a meal at night, just because we were so busy and so focused. So we had gotten off the road. Once we got off the road and
about
kind
8 years ago,
took a break, we started diving more into health and really just trying to heal our adrenals, heal my thyroid, all that. But the more we'd get healthy, the more weight we kept gaining. So then
that was terrifying.
it was terrifying because here's the deal. I didn't want my body to feel like it was out of control. I wanted to be able to decide how I wanted to look.
Yeah.
I didn't want it to choose it for me.
Right.
And so we were really big into working out and really big into feeling fit and feeling my best. And I just didn't feel my best.
Right.
And so
there was always inflammation. There was always like, let's just say,
just feeling fluffy and puffy. I don't know.
Anytime we would like try new things, or I'd be like, oh, I should take out all sugar. I should take out all carbohydrates. I should take out anything, and then the more I would take out a food group, because that's what you're told to do when you want to get healthy. And sometimes I understand a cleanse. I understand that.
Oh, yeah.
But a lifestyle of removing things all at once, it did not work in our favor.
And so as we were trying to get really fit as well, you do those kind of like online calculators, and you're like, we're short girls, like we're petite. I'm 5'1", Lauren's 5'4".
Yeah.
And so when you do these calculators, someone my height they say you need to live on 1,200 calories a day. That's how you're going to get fit. That's how you're going to do this. And so
1,200 calories, working out 6 days a week, and so that was what we were doing.
And gaining. I mean, every year I was gaining more weight.
The cleaner we would eat, and the calories, we would stick at 1,200 and be working out 6 days a week. Yeah. The more weight we would gain. Yeah. And I would just be getting fluffier. And then you think something's wrong with you. Then you're like, oh my gosh, I'm not okay. What's going on? And then you feel like, well, then I got to take something else out of my diet because it's that coffee I'm having in the morning or something crazy.
So we sat down with two different natural doctors we were working with. And they both finally looked at us after years and just went, you girls just need to be happy.
Yeah.
We're done with this journey. You just need to be happy. And we just both went, no, absolutely not. There has to be another answer. So we searched and searched.
Because we didn't feel our best. And it wasn't about weight. It was about we did not feel our best.
Yes, and we wanted to feel, when you have a goal in your mind? Yeah. I wanted to be able to reach that goal.
I wanted to look like I worked out.
Yeah. So one day we were ready to try again. And I
2020 quarantine.
Oh, yeah.
We were ready for something new.
Instead of just focusing on health, I was ready to get the level of fitness I had always desired to have.
Yep.
And so you found Eric.
Yeah, I found him online and I was like, okay, this guy does macros. And macros is one thing I said I would never do.
I will be honest, the one thing her and I always said we wouldn't do.
We're like, no, it's too much. And macros gets a really bad rep.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that. And I think it's completely wrong. I think it's this like, oh, you shouldn't have to track that, or it's not whatever.
It's too restrictive. You're gonna, I don't even know. And I think for me too, I had eating disorders in my teenage years. And so a lot of times I think, oh my gosh, the way people would paint macros in this light of you're going to be triggered and you're going to go right back into eating disorders and it's so restrictive. And I just went, well, I can never do macros. Right. So we had resisted it for many years until you found Eric. We did a call with him.
Because then we're like, we're just going to do it. We're just going to try. It's doing that thing you said you'd never do. Let's call it.
It's 2020. We need a project. Let's just see if this is going to work. So we talked to Eric and we're like, okay.
Told him how much we were eating, working out. And then he's like, I don't think you guys are eating enough. And I was like, that's ridiculous.
1,200 calories is fine.
That's how I function. And he was like, so then he talked about doing a reverse diet and telling us that he was going to slowly add calories back into our diet. And I was terrified.
It's scary.
I cried a little bit the first week because when you've restricted your whole life, when you've been told eat 1,200 calories, work out 6 days a week, and it'll work. And it doesn't.
Yeah.
There's that fear.
Yeah.
And so, but I trusted him. I was like, he's the expert. I'm not. Obviously, what I'm doing isn't working. So we put our trust in him and his expertise. And the more he would add calories into our week and into our diet, our weight would come down. And I was like, is this witchcraft? What is going on?
And there were so many times when we would check in and we're like, is this a miracle? Are you a miracle worker? And he'd be like, girls, it's science. And he always would tell us that. He's like, girls, it's science. It's just science.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't really know what that means.
Well, we've struggled for so long.
And doctors have looked at us and just went,
be happy.
There's nothing you can do.
And so the amazing thing is we went through a whole reverse with Eric, and then we cut, and then we're reversing again now. And I never knew that food could be so much fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I wanted it to be fun, but I just thought, it's just not in the cards. I'm a woman. My metabolism is the worst. It's just not in the cards for me. I'm just always going to have to restrict and work out and barely get by.
So fast forward to 9 months later, I had pizza and chocolate for dinner last night. And I'm continuing every day to be able to see a little bit more of my muscles, to work out a little bit harder. I'm reaching my fitness goals.
We're this close to our goal weights that we have, but I mean, now we get to work on building muscle and doing all of this stuff. I didn't know that food could be fun.
No.
I didn't know that it could feel so free.
No.
And that to me is the biggest takeaway, because I feel women, we have been programmed to believe a lie about what losing weight and fitness looks like. And Eric has like transformed my mind.
Yeah.
And that we don't have to starve.
No.
We don't have to just barely get by and cut everything out of our diet.
We don't have to live on coffee all day and grit our teeth till our next meal because we're living on 1,200 calories.
Because we're just starving all the time.
I mean, I'm at like almost double of what I've been eating. And that's good. And I'm still like, I don't know how far up we're going to have to reverse.
I know. It's so exciting to see how much more food we can eat. But it has been honestly one of the most transforming things in my life.
Yes.
Because not only is it taking the weight off my body that I've been trying to get off, and so I can feel healthy and fit, but it's literally taking the mental weight off of my mind that I've carried since I was a kid.
Yeah.
Because as women, that is what we struggle with.
Because the mental weight at the end of the day is, why won't my body do what I'm asking it to do?
Right.
And we live with this guilt as women, thinking, I must be doing something wrong. Oh, I must have overeaten there. I must have. And for us, it was that we were eating too little. Yeah. It wasn't that we were doing anything wrong other than we needed about double the food we were eating.
Our bodies needed fuel.
And, all the guilt that we carry as women to work a little bit harder. And
you're not trying hard enough.
And let me tell you, I have never, 9 months later, I have never once been triggered to even consider going back into eating disorders. No. In fact, I actually think it would have helped set my teenage mind free to see how healthy large amounts of food can be.
Because it's about balance.
Body. And it's about health.
And
loving your body. And that's my greatest takeaway. And we text Eric all the time. I'm like, I'm hooked for life. Like,
never going back. Because it's true freedom. It's true freedom with your body, with health,
and
with
mind.
Food. And it is the greatest investment I have ever made in my health.
Yeah.
And I've made a lot of investments in my health. Working with Eric, having him as our coach, it is the greatest thing. And I shout it from the rooftops. Every woman I meet before she's like, I'm going to go on a diet. I'm like, no, you need a coach. You need someone to help you through this. It's something that I recommend having a coach to do, because I couldn't have done macros on my own. I needed someone to walk me through it.
Yeah.
And having Eric walk us through this has been one of the greatest gifts ever, because it's transformed our life. It really has, because this is such a heart's desire, and it's been awesome. And food is awesome. And
so for
Eric
any of
is
you
awesome.
wondering if this is for you, hopefully our stories helped you make your choice.
Yeah. Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Bye.